Hello, my name is Ian Panchèvre. I am the founder of Prepped, and in this tutorial video, I would like to introduce you to Extemp, which is one of Prepp's 4 applications that we've built for competitive speech and debate. Extemp, unsurprisingly, helps extempers research, practice, and compete. Here I am on our website, which is prep.in/extemp. Let's jump right into it. So we'll start by saving an article to Extemp. So here's an article from The Atlantic, which is about a gene editing technology breakthrough using the CRISPR technology. And I'm going to save this to Prep. So I'm clicking on the Prep trophy icon in the top right corner. That is Fast Catch. And as you can tell, the article has already been saved to the library. Now I'd like to save it to a folder and a subfolder in Extemp. So I'll click on Save to Extemp. It'll retrieve my list of folders that are in the application. And I'm going to search for CRISPR. And it does not find any folders named CRISPR, so I'll create a new one. I'll select a category. So there's folder categories. There's some default options that you start off with, and you can edit the folder categories. In this case, I've selected the miscellaneous folder. I'll click the plus button, and just like that, it'll create the CRISPR folder. Now I'd like to create a subfolder. So I'll click on the gray down arrow. It's gray because I don't have any subfolders. If I did, it would be in orange. So let's create a subfolder here. And so just like that, I've created the CRISPR parent folder and the pig organs subfolder. And then I'll click Save. And the article is saved to Extemp. Now there's more functionality to Fast Catch. There's the Save to Congress experience, there's the settings. There's a separate tutorial video on Fast Catch, so I'll let you watch that. But suffice it to say, this is the process for using it in regards to Extemp. So I'll close Fast Catch and I'll navigate over to the Extemp app. This is extemp.prep.in. And on the left, I have my folders. So this is the folder that I just created, CRISPR, and then this is the article that we just caught. This is what articles look like in Prepped. There's a separate tutorial video on the article view, so I would direct you to that video if you'd like to learn about all the cool features that we've built into the article reading experience. But let's stay focused on this page. So this is the main interface for Extemp. You've got your folders here on the left. The articles that are in those folders populate here on the right. Starting with the folder list. So at the very top, you've got these filter options. So you can change the way the folders are organized. So you could put perhaps the largest at the very top. You can also change which folder categories are displayed. So this shows you the largest folders, right? So like my college thesis is, one of the larger folders. Then beneath the filters for the folders, you have these 3 different buttons, and they all do different things. So the button on the left is multi-select, which allows you to open up several folders or subfolders at the same time. Right? And so you can deselect multi-select. And then you've got the button here in the middle, which allows you to manage your folders. So you can create folders and subfolders. It's a very similar process to what you're used to through Fast Catch. You would just type in the name of the folder, click the plus button, and then, so I need to select the category rather. And then you would click on create a subfolder. Right. So that's the process for creating and editing folders, and they'll populate here on the left in a moment. Beyond that, you've got, well, actually, they won't populate because the largest folder is at the top. So I'll go back to most recent. So here's the folder I just created. You can also edit the folders and the subfolders, right? So you would select a particular folder, and you can change its category. You can convert it to a subfolder by selecting a parent folder. There's a lot of functionality here, so you'll want to play around with it a little bit. You can change the category of multiple folders at once. So you would just select a number of different folders, and then you would click a new category for those folders. So a lot of things you can do as far as restructuring them and reorganizing them, merging folders and subfolders together, and of course deleting folders and subfolders. You would just select a particular folder, and then you would just hit delete. So all of the functionality for creating, editing, merging, deleting the folders and subfolders is right here. And then finally, this button over here allows you to change the categories. So when you first create a team, you'll have the option of starting with simple folder categories, which is just foreign, domestic, and miscellaneous, or advanced folder categories, which is 15 different categories spread across foreign and domestic. Once you've created your categories, you can then edit them. So you can create new ones. Just hit create, and then it's going to ask you to, oh, I'm at my limit, so I can't create a new one. But you can edit them for sure. So we'll just edit this one. And you'll select, what you want appearing inside the little box. You'll select a color, and that'll change the category. So editing them, and then creating and deleting them. And it looks like the limit is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 16 is the total number of categories you can have. All right, and then of course you can filter folders. So this right here allows you to search through different folders. It's going to look for matches in both the parent folder and the subfolder. So yeah, that's how you use the folder list, more or less. Now let's take a look over on this part of the screen, which is the articles that appear, right? So you've got the title of the article, the publication source, the date. This button right here allows you to edit the article, whether it be the title, the date it was published, the publication source. You can delete the article. You can remove it from all of Extemp. You can remove it from all of Congress, and you can delete it from all of Prepped entirely. If you want to change where it's actually saved, you can change the folders and subfolders. So it'll pull up and show you, you can click show selected folders and it'll show you the folder it's actually in. You can deselect that, and then you can pick another folder and move it over there. So this will take that folder out of the Game of Thrones folder and it'll move it into the CRISPR folder. It will go back to Game of Thrones. Right, this down arrow will open up a automatically generated. And then this button right here will glow green if the article has been marked as red. And you can check out the tutorial video for the article view to see how to mark articles as red. Of course, you can search within the actual folder. So this search field applies to the folders that are open. And then you have multi-select here at the top. So if you want to move multiple folders at the same time or delete folders in a batch, you can click multi-select, and then you can do things like copy the folders, and then you can open up the other destination, and you can paste those. So these three, let me go ahead and cut them, and I'll move them back into Game of Thrones. So multi-select allows you to copy, cut, delete, and paste in bulk any number of folders that are open from the folder list. So that's more or less the folder list here. A few other things to point out, of course, like with all the prepped apps, you've got the user menu in the top right corner. So if you click on your icon, it will reveal a number of different menu functionalities. The tutorial video, you can switch between team accounts, install the Chrome extensions, the iPad app, and of course you can restart the actual tutorial view for Extemp itself. On the left, you've got the prepped icon. If you click on that, it allows you to navigate across the different prepped apps, so you can very quickly navigate to Congress, the library, dashboard, etc. And then here we've got the actual search interface. So before we do that, let's point out this feature. So this is the filter. So you can actually sort the way the articles are appearing in the folder list. So you could, for example, look at just the web articles or just the PDF files. And you hit apply, you could look at who's contributing what, right? So you can look at what individual teammates on your team are doing, and then of course read or unread, and then you can reorganize how they're appearing. So the filter option will allow you to adjust how the articles in the open folders are organized. And then if you reset it, it just restores it back to the default. To the left are the actual search inputs. So if I run a search, with this search icon, it's going to search through the library feed, which is all of the prepped articles that I have manually saved into prepped. So it looks like this search is a little bit too restrictive. Let me just broaden it up a little bit. So these are all of the articles that have the word energy in out of the title or the content. and that have been saved to the Extemp application. Right, so these search fields are identical across the apps if you're searching through the library or Congress. Then, of course, you have the newsfeed search. So you can run the same search in newsfeed. And in this case, since there's hundreds of thousands of articles, it's going to find more searches. So if I'm searching for energy in Tesla, these are the articles that will appear coming up from the newsfeed. So the world icon is for the newsfeed search. The search little magnifying glass is for the prep search. And of course, you can access the newsfeed. So if I were just to clear this out, or rather, I'll just hit reset, it's just going to give me the raw newsfeed. So it's all of the sources, 50 sources, automatically filing over 100,000 articles that are up to 3 months old. And then if I want to save anything permanently into Prepped, I just hit Save Permanently. I can then click the orange icon and save those articles into specific folders. So that's the newsfeed. For more details on the newsfeed, check out the library tutorial video. I spent some more time there. Then we have the round interface. So this is really important. This is the tool you would use while you're competing. It's going to make you much more efficient as a competitor. So the way it works is that you would set your timer. Let's say you've got 30 minutes draw. Maybe you want to set it to 29 minutes because you're going to draw your question. You know that takes a minute. And then you would enter a topic question. I don't know. So you would enter in the question, you would start the round, and that's automatically going to start the round. So you've got your timer working here at the top. And then you would just run searches, right? So let's search for NATO. And this is searching through the Extemp folder, so the articles that I've saved to Extemp. And if you click this plus button, it's going to add the articles to the round. And then we can redo the search in the newsfeed. So these are articles from the newsfeed that are automatically being filed, and they all are relevant to NATO, right? So you click the plus button. You can also open a particular article, and you can click the plus button from the article view. And they all get added to the round. So if you navigate back to the round, this is the interface you would use while you're competing. So you have your topic question here at the top. You've got your timer in the top right. You can search for keyword matches. Let's see. Right, so the word NATO appears 13 times in this article. And then you can quickly navigate back and forth across the different articles. You can expand the view so you're looking more at the content. You can remove articles from the round. You can flip through them. So the last thing to point out here is that we actually save all of the information for the round. So every time you create a round, once you end it, we will capture the topic question that you entered, and we'll also capture all the articles you cited in the round. And you'll generate a full history of all the rounds you've given. So every Extemp speech, whether you are using the online application or the offline app, will be saved. And to view your history, just go to the dashboard. You can open up your user profile, and you'll see all the Extemp speeches you've ever given. So I think that's pretty cool that we keep a history of all the speeches. So that's the round. I'll go ahead and end it. There's one last feature I want to show off here in Extemp, and that's the practice questions feature. So this is a relatively new feature. We're really excited about it. Basically, the way it works is students and coaches can submit their own questions. And you can select a difficulty level. So we'll say novice, a topic area, foreign, and then a subtopic. So we'll make this, actually, let's do domestic, and we'll make this national security. And if you, by default, it's going to be public, so people will see who submitted it. But if you don't want your name to be revealed, you can hit anonymous, and then it'll show you as an anonymous contributor. But you submit the question, and what happens is that the prep team is actually able to review all the incoming questions. We will approve the high-quality questions. In some cases, we might modify them if there's a typo or some grammatical error. And in the other cases, we'll reject it if it doesn't meet our standards. Check out our blog if you want to learn more about how this functionality works. But you can see a history of all the questions you've submitted, and you can see how many times other people use those questions. So let's actually draw a question. We'll go to the Simulate Draw experience. You'll select a difficulty level, a topic area, and a subtopic area. You'll set your timer, and then you click Draw. So it's going to give you 3 different cards. And again, these are written by coaches and students, and they're approved by Prepped. We also contribute our own questions. There's about 1,000 questions that are in circulation, so we have a really robust base of questions. And you're going to see all three of them. And then you just select the question you want to use, right? So you can select this question, and that's going to create a round. So if you remember, this is about Germany, immigration. I'll search in the news feed, and then we'll see what comes up, right? So these articles are all about, Germany, immigration, and Angela Merkel. And then you just start your round. So just like that, in a matter of literally a minute or two, you can draw a high quality practice question on a very specific topic area at a specific difficulty level. Then you can immediately run a search, you have your research, and now you're practicing your speech. So this is Extemp. We hope you like the application. We hope you get a lot out of it. As always, if you have any questions or feedback, feel free to reach out by emailing us at hello@prep.in. Thank you.